Yes, how to start writing PhD thesis. Many a times we wonder how to start, how to finish, how much time is remaining for us to write thesis is all. The confusion makes us tough to start even writing thesis. So here is my complete guide. I have already given complete guide on my website phdstudytips.com, but still I want to walk through with good steps and more steps way on this YouTube channel. Now, first of all, how long must your PhD thesis should be like? Many a times we don't know how many pages should we include in our PhD thesis, and most probably in our subject. So it could be like 83,000 words is the time element that you must think of, like writing 83 words in some particular time is what you need to plan for. And each page could be 250 words depending upon the format that you use, whether it is APA format or MLA format. So if this should be a double space, then you must use 250 words per page, and it should be around 83,000 words, which takes you around 200 plus pages. This is how usually it is always better to ask your university or your supervisor who can really guide you how long your PhD thesis must be, because each university has its own rule, like whether it should be 83,000 words or 80,000 words, or how many pages, 200 pages or 150 pages, but not less than probably 150 pages in any university. It should be around 150 to 250 pages. Thesis must be in the middle of this. Okay, this is what I want to tell you about the length of the PhD thesis you are going to write. And besides this, like what the structure should be like how to plan. You can plan for like 100 days you're planning, which means 3 months before. Almost like 200 pages thesis means you need to write 2 pages, right? Like every day you write 2 pages, quite easy. Yeah, but only the thing, you should be starting writing thesis. This is the problem. People don't start writing thesis just because of the fear of, they are afraid of how it would come, and they go on postponing, and at the end, when there will be no time, and they start suffering from a kind of phobia. So what you can do is, like, if you are already into 3rd year of your PhD, start writing from the beginning onwards. Like in the first month of your 3rd year only, you prepare a skeleton of what you're supposed to write, and keep 100 days target, where you will write 2 pages each day. This will take you 200 pages of thesis. This is a clear target. There is no other to ponder upon. Now, how many chapters should a PhD thesis have? I have written here in my article on my website phdstudytips.com 5 to 6 chapters, but okay, this is not so mandatory. You can even include like 7 chapters, or you can include 4 chapters, but make it lengthy. Anyhow, literature review must be there in the beginning, right? Yeah, each chapter, like, you have to have your own headings and subheadings, and you may get like help in PhD thesis again from your PhD supervisor, or you can collect some theses online where you have got already uploaded theses online. So just go through how they have written. But my strong recommendation, which probably I have not written in this paragraph, is that when you do this chapterization, always I recommend you to check your university theses, like who wrote last year, who completed PhD within that university, how many chapters they have written. And especially if in your subject there are someone, then just look into their theses upon the request, and find out how many chapters they have written, how the chapterization went on, how the numbering went on. This is very important. Many people give numbering very wrongly, like to say, when you say 1.1.1, 1.1.2, 2.1, 2.2, 1.2. So these headings must be carefully analyzed and kept how supposed to be. And yeah, while writing thesis, it's always good that you reward yourself at the end of the day's work. Like I have told you just now, to write 2 pages of thesis in a day. And when you complete these 2 pages of a thesis in a day, make sure you reward yourself with some of your favorite things happening in your life. Like if you are a foodie, like go and have some KFC chicken, or if you are a sporty man, go go to the playground and play some basketball or cricket, whatever maybe. So reward yourself so that your brain stays fresh, and reward prompts you to work further in a progressive way. So that's half. Like one more advice I want to give while before even starting writing thesis, have a little grasp on Microsoft Word usage. Many times I see scholars do not have enough knowledge how to edit and format even the simplest of simplest Microsoft Word. This is really very bad on any page, in any way. It's not acceptable thing. So what I can do in the first 2 years of your PhD, make sure you go and learn somewhere Microsoft Word, so that it will benefit you to later edit when you are in the 3rd year your thesis. So if you should have a good grasp of how to format, especially how to include bibliography, or of course there are many softwares to do that, but if at all you want to make things easy, Microsoft Word is everything included there. You can learn it properly so that it is useful during that times. And well, having given this much this much information about how to start writing and what is the length of a PhD thesis, now I just want to give you some important instructions regarding tables, graphs, and figures. Like whenever you start your project in your thesis, there must be some results, there must be some experiments which include graphs, figures, and tables. Be careful with the clarity that you own when you own them. When you own them and put on the word on your paper, tomorrow when someone reads your thesis, they should clearly understand the tables, graphs, and figures, which means you must work on clarity. This is where many PhD students lack. They just draw some graphs, figures, tables from some source, and they themselves don't know what is there exactly. So make sure your graph and your table, your figure is up to the mark, and do not just write what you as a part of formality, because some tables must be there in the thesis, so you are keeping them there. This is not good. Okay, work on the clarity of from the part of graphs, tables, and draw it any way possible. Okay, and I like us to say, so what is a skeleton like? Like you can see, what is a skeleton like? Now firstly, now you know, whenever you start writing thesis, you write it, you chapterize, you have given all the body, but one thing is that there is an order of arranging the thesis once you finish it. The first things first is the title. Okay, so the title of your thesis, and secondly should be the abstract, third acknowledgement. What is it? Abstract, right? Abstract, that is like in any other, is summary of the entire document. Okay, Okay. Don't think of this abstract. Yeah. So you need to give some acknowledgement, like, of course, these are all not part of the thesis, but still, there is some order and formality with every university that you must be grateful to what things happen throughout your PhD journey. So you acknowledge all of them, and next, insert a table of contents for the whole thesis, and give a good preface. Oh, of course, preface is not mandatory, but still, if your university asking you to give a good preface, give it. And then it all starts with introduction, okay, and a literature review and chapterization and results, conclusions, and what all. Maybe at the end it ends with conclusion. And of course, like, later on you have to mention references. Okay, having said this, I want to give you some softwares which you can feel like useful in your PhD thesis. Make things dead easy when you write thesis. So here I have brought some link with genuine links, genuine softwares which you can, if you want to try, you can use them. Of course, I need to little bit scroll down, because in the beginning I have given some advices to boost you up to write thesis. Okay, here we have online tools that can help PhD thesis to write faster. Now, for bibliography and references, you can use 3 types of software, that is like Zotero, Mendeley, Kika. Of course, I myself have not tried Kika. I have tried Mendeley and Zotero a little bit I have seen. But of course, I have recently used one more bibliography. I think I will include here. That's far more better than these 3. Okay, I will include, I will keep updating this page. Later on, visit this page on my website, PhD Study Tips. Okay, you can just have a glance of these softwares, download them and look. I know these are difficult a little bit. You need to have some practice. Okay, for note making to write PhD thesis, sometimes your files gets deleted from your pen drive or memory card, or sometimes what happens, your Google account is like hacked by someone, wherein your Google Drive files also are not visible. So here we have a very strict dedicated apps you can use on your computer or laptop or mobile. Evernote, this is quite famous. I don't know about Zot file, but still you can check in and check through. These are all famous ones. There are, among so many hundreds, I picked up this. Notability, you can use these 3. And for storage and backup to write PhD thesis, as I was mentioning, these both go hand in hand. The softwares like Dropbox is very famous. Google Drive, iCloud, of course, Dropbox is quite better, I suppose. And the very important thing now for project management, to write a good PhD thesis, you need to use Trello, Slack, Bullet Journal. These are the 3 softwares which can be used very well if you want to write PhD thesis effectively, fast, and soon. As I use Grammarly for any academic corrections, that's quite good. And Scrivener is one more. It's very much specialized with the research area, whereas Grammarly is a very general type of software. So make sure you have these softwares on your laptop before starting PhD thesis, so that have a look. If you like at least one of these softwares, things will become easy. But I'm saying again, to master these softwares is not so easy. You must have done by 3rd year, like even from 1st year and 2nd year, you must work on this. But even then, if there is any chance, at least 2-3 weeks, sit on these softwares, look into every feature, how to use them, and go to their tutorials section. They have their own training videos, how to use their softwares. Again, I am reading for bibliography, use Zotero, Mendeley, Kika. For note making, Notability, Evernote, Zotfile. For storage and backup, go for Dropbox, Google Drive, and iCloud. For project management, Trello, Slack, Bullet Journal. Whereas for academic writing, go for Scrivener and Grammarly. So once you use up these softwares, things will start going easy. Of course, MS Word is very general, you can use. So here I have given some very strict suggestions, some probably 9 suggestions or 12 suggestions, I suppose, because the heading itself 12 easy tips. Okay, then first things first, meet your PhD supervisor for thesis writing tips. Do not make this mistake, not meeting your PhD supervisor before writing thesis. The reason is many scholars started writing theses on their own. Later on, they take the thesis to the supervisor and supervisor rejects, and supervisor wants his or her own points to include. Now what happens then? Everything goes, your hard work goes in vain. So make sure it must be starting from your supervisor. Well begun is half done. Like, first things, meet your PhD supervisor for thesis writing tips. Write it down, or else take your mobile voice recorder, on voice recorder in your mobile, and take some half an hour or 10-minute advice, or whichever the time may be. Afterwards, go and listen and implement all those, so that starting is good. When starting is good, automatically almost everything is good. Now second, learn how to use your university library for relevant research. Remember, your library has got many sources. If they are not there, you can ask library administrators or your head departments to buy some books and keep in the library that are relevant to you. Now, nobody rejects to bring books into the library. Every administration is good and keen to buy books relevant to research. So it is on your part to ask them, but you never ask. That is the problem. Third, gather primary and secondary resources to write PhD thesis effectively. I know it's primary resources means what? Secondary resources means what? Primary resources are those resources which are primarily taken for that particular topic or directly written by the author himself or herself. Whereas secondary sources is maybe all the research papers written by many PhD scholars on that particular topic, or it could be an interview from any other source, or it could be from YouTube channel videos, or it could be some magazines. These are all called secondary sources. So gather all of those sources and what they have written, so that you can analyze what you are going to write in your thesis that seems to be very new and not written anywhere. Of course, write thesis approximately 250 pages. Now, if your university says to write your PhD thesis 200 pages, don't write too many extra pages. Like, if for 200, don't write 300 pages. And if they say 200, don't write 150. Always maintain that if they say 200, go up to 250, so that tomorrow any additions or deletions will make up the thing. Okay. Now decide how many chapters. Don't get confused. In the beginning itself, you must be very well choice making guy, like very well take decision about how many chapters that you are going to include in your thesis that I have already spoken in the beginning of this video, and divide headings and subheadings for each chapter I have already discussed, and gather all diagrams and apply them wherever relevant. We have already talked this. Start filling each chapter with highly relevant text. I want to tell again and again about the relevancy of the text. Now, for one each heading, there must be some relevant text. Many theses get rejected just because they don't add relevancy to the whole thesis, to each heading. If you add relevancy to each heading, probably the whole thesis is relevant to each topic, right? So you have to think this to be very, very important, relevancy. So if a heading, that is where I ask you to just go through how to write a paragraph. One of my YouTube videos, I have clearly mentioned how to bring relevance by topic sentence and the transitional words that are related to the topic sentence. Kindly watch that video. Relevancy is nothing but you have to justify to the heading that you have given. Stick to that heading. Don't deviate from the topic. So that is half. Next, use experiments and diagrams on some pages. Now don't go just writing. And I also see some people always diagrams, figures throughout the thesis. It must be a mix-up combination. It must be a combination, a mix-up and a balanced thesis with figures, diagrams, experiments, theory, body, whatever may be, should be completely shared, balanced way. Now, don't write your abstract, don't write your introduction in the beginning. Remember, after writing the whole thesis, after finishing whole chapterization and writing of chapters, at the end, read once the whole what you have written and think the abstract. Abstract is nothing but the overview of whatever you have written. So you can't get to write abstract before writing something, right? So that is how once you watch a movie, only you can tell in 5 minutes what the movie is about. That's well and good. Unless and until you are a director, even a director cannot even say in 5 minutes about the movie is going to take. Once the movie is clearly taken a shot, then you can explain in 5 minutes. That is what abstract in research area. Now finally, brush up with cover page. This is what I have just spoken to you. Cover page, index page, references, table of contents. So this is what. Further, I would like to give some more suggestions how to write PhD thesis. Some psychological tips to all of you. First, reflect over the topic. Research is not an essay, right? Research is not an essay, or it is not it is not a kind of sentence of simple in nature or general in nature. It is not any book to be written. It is a research, means every sentence is reflect oriented, so research oriented. That is why I tell reflect a lot. And for reflecting, if you don't know how to reflect on a particular heading in a chapter, I give you 5 tips. Like, there are question tags: why, what, when, how, when, and where. Now you apply this. Why is this, what is this, when is this, where is this, how is this. So automatically when you start asking with these question tags, your reflection becomes stronger and stronger. Refer books. I'm telling you, the more you refer books, the better is the output of your thesis. Many scholars, they don't read books at all. They just casually go and they start writing thesis. How can you write a thesis if you don't have enough background knowledge? If you don't read books, the best thesis can come out from that PhD student who read many books throughout his PhD journey. So read books from your topic area, so that you will be you will be wondering how you can easily write your thesis, because the sentence formation automatically will be enhanced, grammar is enhanced, reflection is enhanced with reading, research is enhanced with reading. So it goes on with this. So do read more books, refer more books. Next, approach professors around you. Now don't go like one-man army that you can do things single. Well and good, that could be a overconfidence. Always approach professors around you, get some points. But my strict warning here, never trust anybody around you. Could it be a professor, teacher, or anybody? Don't reveal your thesis. Just don't email them what you are writing, or don't just reveal. Just go, for suggestion's sake, you go and have some advice orally, but don't share everything what the work you have done. That you make it a secret. This is how you need to approach people around you, be it friends, professors, teachers, or anybody who is expertise in that particular field of your topic. Go and ask them some advice and pick up some points to your thesis. Next, determination. Now, why this is too crucial for me is, the reason why you are watching this video is just because to gain this determination to write your thesis, right? So determination means determining strongly that you will do something at a particular interval, particular point of time, and you don't neglect that timing under any situation unless and until any exceptional case happens. So be determined to and stick to your time levels. Are you not enjoying writing your thesis? This is the dangerous part. Now try to enjoy writing thesis. I know writing thesis is something difficult, something not so enjoyable, you may think. Why? Because I'm asking you to write 2 pages a day. So if you are not able to enjoy writing 2 pages a day for 100 days, which means there is no reason that you study PhD, do PhD. No? So enjoy first, take positively. That positive attitude will make you enjoy what you do. So if you have some addictions like playing video games or watching movies or any other addictions which can trick you to get rid of writing thesis, then you have to think about spending 1 hour a day is not a difficult thing for writing 2 pages. The all other time you can convince your mind that you can use the other time for your addictions. So try to enjoy writing your PhD thesis. Who writes the thesis? Nowadays I doubt how many research scholars are writing thesis fully on their own. Do not use writing services for this, because what happens when you use professional services to write your thesis, there is no guarantee that what you have received is original. Though it may pass Copyscape for some time, but later on, after grabbing money from you after 1 month before even you submit your thesis, What if they sell the same thesis to others? What if they themselves publish that thesis? What happens then? Then you cannot help it out. This is a serious situation. So be careful. The thesis must be written yourself and keep it secret to yourself until your thesis submission. Never become bored. I have just spoken about how to enjoy. The opposite of this is boredom, which will automatically lead to bad thesis. Yes, postponing problem. When you procrastinate things, what happens is things will not move. Every day is same. You may think tomorrow is a free day, but tomorrow couldn't be, because every day the struggles come upon everybody's life automatically. So never postpone your daily schedule while writing thesis. So make sure to write your thesis perfectly, and okay, it may be 100 days, or it may be 200 days, or it may be 1 month, it may be 10 days, whichever the time, but you must not postpone the timetable that you made to write the thesis. Do not sit back if something goes wrong while writing thesis for PhD. Now, it is very easy to do some mistakes while writing thesis. It is okay. Don't worry. Don't sit back. Don't stop writing thesis. Okay, if you have to delete some 2 to 3 pages because of some problem in writing, maybe because of irrelevancy, or because your supervisor might have asked you to change the topic, or whatever may be, do not sit back, do not be disappointed. Go ahead, go on. However, as you go on, things will start coming near, right? You will be a winner. Double save. Every copy, every writing of what you are doing must be saved somewhere or the other in many other ways. Like maybe keep one copy in your pen drive, one in Google Drive, one on your laptop. Probably you know what is precious than your writing valuables, right? So be careful that they are not getting deleted in any way. While writing your thesis, always remember mind of your supervisor, because your supervisor might have guided you to write things well. So always stick to what your supervisor has told you to do. Don't just be stubborn to write your own ideas, and this is not good to your thesis later to get some approval or in any way. Having given these many tips, like I have so many tips on my website. See here, from relax on the weekends, choose the best place to write PhD thesis. Do not change places. Do not change your study table while writing thesis that many days. If you are deciding to write in 1 month your thesis, so make sure your place is same, so that, I don't know, this is psychologically told by many psychologists, so I am telling you, be patient in the beginning, because beginning times are always difficult, and once if you are not starting well, or if you feel difficult in the beginning, it is common. Okay, once you are in the middle of the way, it becomes easy. So read some old theses. I have already told this. Okay, so, and use all the names of graphs and diagrams in the similar way throughout the thesis. Now don't put one name, one abbreviation form for one figure on one page, and for the same figure in the other page, instead of keeping abbreviation, you use the whole name. So don't do like that. Throughout the thesis, make sure your abbreviations or names given are same for the same figures. Right? So at the end, your references, bibliography. I request you to use some software, because you don't waste time setting up your bibliography unnecessarily. Use software to automatically draw the format of bibliography for a particular AP or MLA format. So having said this, once go through this topic, like it's on my website, phdstudytips.com. 12 fill easy tips for a PhD thesis writing. And this is the complete walkthrough guide with some suggestions, with basic structure, and with a good motivation how to finish faster. And go ahead. I wish you best of luck to start your thesis today itself. Plan it out and start as soon as you can. Good luck. Thank you very much.